Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the third and final installment of this Newcastle Takeover experiment here on the Aberrant FC channel. Now, as you can see, there is quite an interesting thing going on in the Premier League table 5 games in. Newcastle are unbeaten. Newcastle are second. Now, I did say at the end of the last video that the aim for the owners at this point was to get Newcastle into the Champions. It's too early to tell, but let's have a look at who they've beaten. Leicester, Norwich, Burnley, and Arsenal. And they drew with Wolves away. Those are some pretty respectable results so far. So now, let's see what Newcastle have got. So, Quique Sanchez Flores is still the manager. And interestingly, there are a few very big names entering that Newcastle United team sheet. Probably the biggest of which include Onana and Langley. Also Guerrero. Maroney. Let's have a look at the transfer history, shall we? So, okay. Guerrero came from Real Madrid for £54 million. Pretty huge signing. 100 grand a week seems pretty decent for him, I'll be honest with you. Clement Langley from Barcelona. What a player. What a player. Andre Onana, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. I mean, look at it. He's perfect. He's a perfect goalkeeper, really. Serge Gnabry. He loved it. He loves it, Serge Gnabry. He loves Arsenal as well, scoring against them mainly. But, you know. And then the apparently key man of the club, Gonzalo Moroni. He's a good player. Really good playmaker. That's what they were missing, a real top quality playmaker ahead of Almiron. Then Mark Holler, regen striker. Quick striker with good first touch. Not a bad player whatsoever. So on the outs, there's a huge one. There's a real huge one, and it's Alain Saint-Maximin to PSG. Ooh, for £66 million. Now that is a huge deal. That is a huge deal. He's now got caps and goals for the French national team. He's a good player. He's a good player. He's improved a lot. O'Connell's transfer seems to have failed, though. Quite miserably. That's unfortunate, really, but hey ho. Van der Horn, I think he's left for similar to what he's joined for, so it was a failed transfer, but they haven't gone too bad on it. Carl Darlow's gone. Laurent Tolian, a player they brought in for decent money, I believe. 2.7 million's left on a free. Yannick Torres left on a free. Elias Sorensen's gone on loan to the Championship. Yeah. Interesting. Really interesting. They haven't gone as crazy with the transfers. As you can see, it's actually scaled down slightly. As that, no, they haven't had any step back from the owners, but their facilities have been upgraded. They're now both excellent. They're predicted to finish sixth. That looks like it could be higher than that. No, how good is Matty now? Matty's very good. Wow, Matty's really good. Jude Bellingham is obviously also incredible. Very, very interesting. How John Joe Shelby's still here. It's crazy, honestly. But yeah. So that is very, very interesting to see Newcastle United in second place at this point in the season. Now we're going to come back at the end of the season and we'll see where they are. Ooh, this is interesting. This is really, really interesting. All right, in a bit. So welcome back. Newcastle finished 7th, a place down from last year. But as you can see, it was incredibly close. And I can tell you that Newcastle was significantly higher than 7th up until the very, very last day. They were 3rd. And they dropped down to 7th. Oh, it feels horrible for them. But that is how it goes sometimes in the team. In terms of new faces, no one jumps out. Oh no, yeah, I think we can see if they have signed anyone. Which they haven't. They haven't signed anyone in the January or anything like that. They went on a brilliant run towards the end and then bottled it against Southampton. Still a good season. They're still in Europe. They lost to Borussia Dortmund on penalties at Signal Iduna Park. That must feel horrible after winning on the day. But yeah, that's unfortunate for them. They lost at home 2-1. Under got 3 goals across the 2 legs, but that was not enough, unfortunately. Newcastle just could not do it on the final day at St Mary's. Longstaff with a goal. Now 20 caps for England. It's just very unfortunate, it feels like, this season. Feels like they probably should have finished in the top 4, but they've not had the luck that they needed to do that, unfortunately. So yeah, I think we'll get forward to the end of the next transfer window at the start of September, and we'll see if they go big to try and get themselves into that Champions League contention. See you soon. Hello again, and we are back in the final season of what is this experiment. And so far for Newcastle, not quite as good as the start last season, but 4 games in, 9 points. They have lost one to newly promoted Derby County. It's never a big team. But they have beaten so far Manchester United, Aston Villa and Watford. So they've had a decent start. No real spoilers on this front list. But let's see who they've got on this front page. Okay, so there is a big new name on the front of this page, and there's a couple actually. But we'll start with the obvious. Callum Hudson-Odoi, valued at £80 million and on £300,000 a week. That sounds like a big transfer fee if I've ever heard one. So let's have a look at that transfer history page. Oh yes, it was a big deal. And I see one on the outs that we'll get to in a minute, and that hurts me as a Newcastle fan, but we'll look at it in a moment. But yeah, £116 million for Callum Hudson-Odoi. That's huge. And then £32.5 million for Luka Ivanasek. Good, solid attacking midfielder. Nothing crazy, but very good physicals, very good mentals, and decent technicals. Callum Chambers, we all know Callum Chambers in Football Manager. You can normally get him for £2 or £3 million. It's got a bit higher than that for Newcastle here, but we'll ignore that. Joachim Male, I believe this is the right back. Yes, from Genk. Yeah, back in the day. Quick, good stamina, good crossing, a lot of what you want. Bruno Mendes from Corinthians, a centre back. Decent player, nothing crazy. Decent player. Marcelo Herrera, 24-year-old right back from Maccabi Tel Aviv. To be honest, doesn't look that great. Genuinely doesn't look that great. But they've signed him. Isaka Kwarteng comes in, a striker. He does look very good. He looks like he's got some potential. Anthony Martial and Kieran Tierney on loan. Interesting, but I'm gonna talk about it now. Oh, that hurts. Matty Longstaff to Chelsea for £85 million. Oh dear. Oh dear, I don't like it. I don't like it at all, but it's happened. Suso and Luke Shaw have also left, as well as Elias Sorensen going out on a free. Now worth 39 million. That seems like a mistake. Jonjo Shelvey left for Celtic on a free. Jan Gobos went off as well. nothing major there. A couple of loan outs to Sevilla as well. Sevilla have got some good value out of Newcastle by the looks of it. But yeah, where do we think Newcastle are going to finish this season then with this team? It should be higher than what they have done. It really should. Champions League has got to be the aim for Kike. I don't know if it is the aim, if that's what the board have set him, but I certainly would be saying that's what they've got to be going for. They're in the Europa League. Let's have a quick look at their group. Zagreb, Villarreal, Anderlecht. That's a horrendously tough group at this stage. Okay, that might be tough, but I guess we'll see at the end of the season if they can manage it. So we will get back on the 20th of May, 2024, for the final update of this experiment. I'll see you then. Right, so we are at the final update, and they've done it. They have gotten Champions League football in the final attempt, the 5th year in, and they've done it. Newcastle United have done it. Or 4th season, I think, actually. Yeah, 4th season. But they've done it. They've gotten themselves 4th. They had a little bit of a shaky end, but they've done it. They've got Champions League football, finally. Now, I did notice they were in a Europa League final. Oh, they lost it 3-1. That is a shame. They lost. But they made it there for the first time. What a wonderful season that will have been. And yeah, did they sign anyone in the January? Oscar was signed in the January. Sean Clancy, he's very good at 17, and Uzo, goalkeeper, second choice. Very nice. Oh, they sold Onana, so it's a replacement goalkeeper. And they sold Gabriel as well. Interesting. Well, Newcastle have done it. It takes them 4 seasons with this to get Champions League. That seems about what you'd expect, it has to be said. They've gotten themselves into a really good position now. They've had a good gradual climb. Now they've finished 4th. Yeah, have they had any new sort of icons and things? Not really, no. They've had Kuleveski come in there as a favoured personnel, but that is all. Quique Sanchez Flores has done quite well with Newcastle United, you'd have to say. Sean Longstaff is the key man. Oh, I've got to go see how Matty's doing. Well, he's bloody brilliant, isn't he? He's one of England's best. He's England's best player. Yeah, amazing, really. Fantastic, really, isn't it? But yeah, I think that will wrap this mini-series up. If you did enjoy it, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with your friends, and all of that jazz. Yeah, I've been Jake. Please, please, please remember to subscribe. And I'm out. See ya.